One thing is New Zealand is a beautiful country, peaceful country.
त्यो बाहिरको एक्सपोजर चाहिँ चाहिने रहेछ है पढाइमा कन्फिडेन्स त्यो एउटा पर्सनल रिलेसन बिल्ड गर्नलाई
People, we all learn not only by studying, we learn by experience.
एकअर्कासँग कम्युनिकेसन गर्नलाई इट्स नट जस्ट द ल्याङ्ग्वेज इट्स द इमोसन द्याट कम्स अलङ अनि नेपालको एजुकेसन इट्स डेफिनेटली इभल्भिङ र राम्रो हुँदैछ र आई वान्ट टु से टु द यङ पिपल आउट देयर इज definitely getting abroad study is a plus point for you. Hello and namaste. This is Sophie back again with another episode for Access Education Network. र आज मसँग एउटा एकदम स्पेशल गेस्ट हुनुहुन्छ all the way from New Zealand, Mr. Rajesh Dhakal. Welcome to Access Education Network.
Thank you very much and namaste to everyone listening to watching the podcast.
So yeah, thank you sir being here as a हजुरले इभेन्ट पनि जोइन गर्नुभयो हाम्रो एक्सेस एजुकेसनको सो त्योभन्दा अगाडि बिफोर मुभिङ अन टु द इभेन्टको पार्टमा आई वुड वान्ट टु नो मोर अबाउट योर सेल्फ हजुरको ब्रिफ इन्ट्रोडक्सन अबाउट यु
Wow, okay, yeah. Obviously, I'm a Nepali by birth. म चाहिँ नेपालमा जन्मेर हुर्केर I was born and brought up in Dharan, right? And then after finishing schooling from there, +2 from there, then I came to Kathmandu, like pugcha campus बाट मैले engineering, civil engineering मा bachelor गरेँ and I did well enough to earn a gold medal. And then after 2-3 years in Nepal, मैले लोकसेवा पास गरेर म थाई इन्जिनियर भएर इरिगेसनमा काम गर्दै थिएँ. Then I decided that actually I should try to go for higher studies. And that's when I got a scholarship from AIT, AEN Institute of Technology in Thailand. And I went there for my master's degree and did well enough to earn another gold medal from there for my master's. And immediately after that, I followed up with a PhD from University of Tokyo in Japan. अनि PhD सकेपछि चाहिँ मैले सिङ्गापुरमा नान्याङ टेक्नोलोजिकल युनिभर्सिटीमा almost 3 years काम गरेपछि and then I moved to New Zealand as a lecturer in University of Canterbury and last almost 23 years I have been there. Now I'm the head of the Department of Civil and Environmental Engineering at University of Canterbury. My research field is structural and earthquake engineering. And I think that's a good enough introduction of me.
Of course, हजुरको इन्ट्रोडक्सन चाहिँ अलिकति कस्तो इन्टिमिडेटिङ चाहिँ थियो किनभने गोल्ड मेडल्सहरूको कुरा गरिराख्नु भएको थियो सो गोल्ड मेडल भन्ने बित्तिकै हजुरको त्यो वेयर यु आउटस्ट्यान्डिङ स्टुडेन्ट जहिले पनि कि कस्तो हुनुहुन्थ्यो कस्तो थियो जर्नी हजुरको
I think in a way like मेरो memory power, I think brain power चाहिँ it was pretty strong. Maybe I didn't have to study a lot, in order to understand and remember. And the remember word can be a little bit dangerous for students, like because in Nepal, back in those days, हामीलाई के हुन्थ्यो भन्दाखेरि पढेर याद गरेर जाँचमा लेख्ने अनि नम्बर ल्याउने भन्ने हुन्थ्यो तर अब वास्तवमा अब पछाडि जाँदै गएपछि फिल भयो कि यु हेभ टु अन्डरस्ट्यान्ड सो द्याट एक्चुअली नेचुरली यु क्यान राइट वाट यु अन्डरस्ट्यान्ड होइन अब मैले भन्न खोजेको चाहिँ मेरो मेमोरी पावर एकदम सार्प थियो त्यसले पनि साथ थियो दिमागले पनि अब अलिअलि मेहनत पनि गरियो त्यस्तो धेरै त होइन अब पिपल माई कलिग्स रिमेम्बर मी एज सम वान हुज अब स्टुडेन्ट लाइफमा हुन्छ नि अलिकति हाउडे होइन अब रमाइलो पनि गर्नुपर्ने स्पोर्ट्स पनि खेल्नुपर्ने पोलिटिक्स पनि गर्नुपर्ने अनि अरूले हेर्दाखेरि यो जहिले पनि हाउडे हाउडे भएर हिँड्छ कसरी फर्स्ट हुन्छ टप हुन्छ त्यस्तो दिन भन्थे तर अब इन जेनरल अब नेपालबाट थाइल्यान्ड गइसकेपछि चाहिँ के फिल हुन्थ्यो भने अब नेपालमा त मैले टप गरेँ गोल्ड मेडल ल्याएँ अब यहाँ त सबैतिरबाट गोल्ड मेडल ल्याएको मान्छेहरू आएको हुन्छ सबै देशको अब नेपालको नाम राख्नलाई हो भने मैले 101 सेमिस्टर चाहिँ टप गरेर देखाउनुपर्छ भन्ने थियो है अनि त्यो हुनाले अब अलिकति त्यो एउटा त्यो चाहिँ पनि आफ्नो लागि भन्दा पनि देशको बेइज्जत हुन दिनु हुँदैन नेपालबाट आएको टप स्टुडेन्ट चाहिँ फेरि राम्रो छैन भन्ने हिसाबले त्यहाँ पनि अब जेनरली रमाइलो पनि गरियो सबै चिज गरियो अब मेरो एआइटीको साथीहरूले दे क्यान स्पिक मोर अबाउट द लाइफ द्याट आई स्पेन्ड होइन आई ह्याड तर ओभरअल इट वेन्ट रियली वेल एन्ड आई put myself at the top of the class, so got the gold medal. And अब त्यो भएपछि University of Tokyo was the top university in Asian region, right? So and always they look for the brightest minds. So I was lucky enough to get another full scholarship from there to do PhD. and went there. So it was a mixture of like being practical, like being strategic and being smart, and trying my best, like giving the best. Yeah, so it's just
हो सर अब अलिकति हजुरले नेपालमा स्टडिज पनि गर्नुभयो सो हजुरले बाहिर पढ्न जान्छु भनेर सोचिसक्नु भएको थियो कि इज इट होइन एक्चुअली ल ट्राई गरौँ भनेर गर्नुभएको कि वाइ डिड यु चुज थाइल्यान्ड फर्स्टमा त हजुरले बाहिर पढ्न जानलाई
सो के थियो भन्दाखेरि म वास्तवमा इन्जिनियरिङ पुल्चोकमा गर्दाखेरि I was of the opinion that I have had enough studies. Now it's the time to probably start working and give it back to the profession. हैन त्यो भएको हुनाले म अब गोल्ड मेडल पाउँदाखेरि पनि सबै मेरो प्रोफेसरहरूले तँ जस्तो स्टुडेन्ट बाहिर पढ्न जानुपर्छ, हायर स्टडी गर्नुपर्छ भनेर भन्दै पनि I resisted that. And I was so much fascinated by having an engineering career in Nepal, and especially like in government, right? अनि त्यो भएको हुनाले मैले अब त्यो थटलाई चाहिँ फर द्याट टाइम एक्चुअली आई डिडन्ट लेट इट कम इभन नियर माई प्रायोरिटिज राइट अनि आई स्टार्ट वर्क फर almost 3 years in Nepal and through that period actually initial year or so I enjoyed like oh wow it's just a new life and then started getting monotonous है अलिकति monotonous भयो अब नयाँ काम केही छैन त्यो अलिकति च्यालेन्ज नभए जस्तो अनि त्यो भइसकेपछि अब टिचरहरूले पनि जहिले पनि भनिरहेको थियो मैले आई वाज अलवेज रेजिस्टिङ हैन अनि देन आई सेड ओके लाइक वाइ नट लेट्स ट्राई हैन अनि ट्राई गरेको अब फर्स्ट टाइम ट्राई गर्ने बित्तिकै भइहाल्यो मेरो अब आई ह्याड अ रियली गुड credentials हैन अब त्यो फुल स्कलरसिप पाइहालेँ हैन पाइसकेपछि and then also I had a big fight within myself and with like my nears and dears who were completely split in terms of whether I should resign from the government job as an engineer or I should quit the scholarship, right? So that was a big decision I had to make, right? So and then I just listened to my instinct. Okay, look, because once I complete the studies, I will always have a chance to come back and join the workforce again at different level. So why not, like there is an opportunity now and a new direction, why not give itself a chance? अनि त्यो सकेपछि म भरे पिएचडी गरेर आएर सिङ्गापुरमा 2 वर्ष काम गरेपछि चाहिँ I came back to Nepal. Because I thought okay I had done all these studies, I have got overseas experience as well. Now it's time to get back and give something back to the country. So I stayed here for 2.5 months to find job. Unfortunately, things didn't work out, right? And then I decided, look, because I think I tried to give it back to Nepal, but there was no, because I was always a research and academic person, so I needed a position in through an university Pulchok campus. It didn't work out due to different reasons. And then I decided, okay, now because I should try to find a position elsewhere. And then I got when I seriously started looking for it, on New Zealand ma tyo position paएँ मैले अनि then my journey, the next phase started.
सरले जस्तै कि मलाई पनि एउटा मेरो आफ्नो एक्सपिरियन्स सेयर गर्नु मलाई होइन जस्तै कि मैले पनि आइएम भेरी थ्याङ्कफुल कि मैले पनि मेरो सर्टन एउटा सेमेस्टर चाहिँ नि आई डिड माई स्टडिज इन थाइल्यान्ड के सो द्याट्स वेन आई थट द्याट ओके त्यो बाहिरको एक्सपोजर चाहिँ चाहिने रहेछ है पढाइमा त्यो एउटा कन्फिडेन्स त्यो एउटा पर्सनल रिलेसन बिल्ड गर्नलाई अनि एउटा कनेक्सन बिल्ड गर्नलाई फ्रम डिफ्रेन्ट parts of the world बाट मान्छेहरू आएको हुन्थ्यो क्लास फुल अफ थाई पिपल एन्ड अल्सो जापान कोरिया चाइनिज सबैजनाहरू त्यहाँ हुनुहुन्छ होइन सो त्यो मान्छेसँग चाहिँ नि एउटा रिलेसन बिल्ड गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ नि अर्को छुट्टै रमाइलो चाहिँ नि हुने रहेछ प्लस आफ्नो एउटा कन्फिडेन्स पनि बुस्ट हुँदो रहेछ कि
Absolutely, you hit the nail there. Like people, we all study, learn not only by studying. We learn by experience, by being exposed to environments that we have never been to, and we observe new things. That is all enriches your learning, your wisdom, right? So, and important part of मान्छेको upbringing को लागि, growth को लागि, वृद्धि को लागि, हैन? अनि त्यो चाहिन्छ. त्यो भएकोले त्यसले एउटा नयाँ आयाम थप्छ तपाईको पर्सनालिटी व्यक्तित्वमा. त्यो इम्पोर्टेन्ट छ अब सबैले चान्स पाउँदैन त्यो बेग्लै कुरा हो तर अब आई फिल लकी द्याट आई गट द्याट चान्स एन्ड द्याट प्रिपेयर्ड मी well, like that enhanced my adaptability, like I was never afraid of new situations. I was confident enough that I can handle it, like so that is an important part of people growth, and then I can see that confidence in the way you behave as well, like, so the way you communicate, and that's really good.
Definitely. कस्तो हुँदो रहेछ अनि कस्तो कन्फिडेन्स चाहिँ नि आफै आउँदो रहेछ अनि त्यो एउटा एकअर्कासँग कम्युनिकेसन गर्नलाई इट्स नट जस्ट द ल्याङ्ग्वेज इट्स द इमोसन द्याट कम्स अलङ अनि एउटा टिमसँग त्यो टिम वर्कमा काम गर्दाखेरि फ्रम डिफ्रेन्ट पिपल त्यो गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ छुट्टै रमाइलो पनि हुने र सिक्ने मौका पाउने मेन त अब भर्खर त्यहाँ त मिस्टेक गर्न पनि अलाउड छ नि त सो अब हामी नेपालको एजुकेसन इट्स डेफिनेटली इभल्भिङ र राम्रो हुँदैछ र इन्टरनेसनल एक्सपोजरहरू पनि दिइरहेको छ र वाट आई वान्ट टु से टु द यङ पिपल आउट देयर इज कि हाम्रो एक्सपिरियन्स अब सरको त अब एक्सपिरियन्स भइ नै हाल्यो होइन सो मेरो एक्सपिरियन्सबाट पनि वाट आई वान्ट टु से इज definitely getting abroad study is a plus point for you किनभने धेरै धेरै नयाँ कुराहरू सिक्न पाइन्छ नयाँ इन्भाइरोमेन्टमा ग्रो हुन पाइन्छ नि त सो या द्याट्स वाइ आई डु नट रिग्रेट इट एट अल द्याट आई पर्स्युड माई one semester or I don't see that you're regretting that you've considered further studies abroad now.
No, because I think the only regret I had was actually I couldn't give back to the country that invested every cent in me, because when I went to Thailand, like, I was already an accomplished or a mature person, and all that investment in bringing that maturity in me was of Nepal government. Definitely. Right? And when it came the time to reap the rewards from the investment on me, unfortunately it didn't happen to be Nepal, it happened to be New Zealand, who is now gaining from my, right? So that was a big regret, right? So
मलाई त के लाग्छ भन्दाखेरि सर हजुरलाई अब हामीले रिप्रेजेन्टेटिभ्सहरूलाई वेलकम गर्दाखेरि लाइक नेपालबाट हजुरलाई यहाँ वेलकम गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ इट वाज सच अ प्राउड मोमेन्ट फर अस के सो युर रिप्रेजेन्टिङ नेपाल एज अ होल पनि जस्तो लाग्छ मलाई त्यहाँ अब न्युजिल्यान्ड जस्तो कम्पिटेटिभ कन्ट्रीमा गएर पनि you've been ahead of the department there leading your specialized field ko kuraharu so
no, that is like absolutely right. And that, like, that regret I was talking about, actually, like, it finally I could really feel better after the 2015-16 Gorkha earthquake, because I spent almost about a year in Nepal after that, right? So just taking leave from my job in New Zealand and came and I did work with the Nepal government, like in assessing a lot of important buildings and training a lot of engineers and advising on the building code, the building code that is being used now. I was part of that team as well. So all these things, and finally I realized, okay, now I have given everything, like intellectually, whatever I had earned in terms of knowledge throughout my career, I have given the best part of it in making, contributing to Nepal's better future in terms of earthquake resistance, right? And then even that time I had to spend a lot of money from my pocket because I was not sponsored, so I had to, because I just wanted to give something back. And then after that I never felt that regret. I thought, okay, maybe if I had stayed in Nepal, maybe I wouldn't be able to make a contribution at this level, right? So that time, that 1 year did a hell lot of good to me. Now I feel really relaxed when I come to Nepal. Previously I used to feel guilty. Right?
So त्यो एउटा हामी नेपाली भइसकेपछि नेपाल भन्ने अब नेपालसँगको एउटा जहिले पनि थ्रेड त कनेक्ट नै भइरहेको हुन्छ सँगै यो कुरा गर्दाखेरि टुडे यु अटेन्डेड इभेन्ट इन आवर बानेश्वर अफिस है सर So हजुरले as a few young people or so many कुरा गर्नुभयो
गरेँ मैले एकदम about a dozen or more than that, and they were all like I could relate myself when I was at that age, like with a lot of enthusiasm, energy, and aspirations and dreams, right? So it was fascinating talking to them, advising them, listening to them, what they are thinking, what they are planning, and correcting them, or at least advising them that maybe the way they're handling things might not be the best way. There are different alternates, like this might be good for their career. So look, it was an enriching experience for me as well, but I hope like they found it useful as well.
Definitely. So अब हामीले यो इभेन्टलाई पनि प्रमोट चाहिँ नि गरिरहेको थियौँ र अब आजको इभेन्टको कुरा त भइ नै हाल्यो र मलाई अर्को कुरा चाहिँ नि एकदमै जान्न मन लाग्ने जहिले पनि अब कुनै कोही हाम्रोमा गेस्ट आउनुहुन्छ नि आई ट्राई टु रिलेट देम विथ वान अफ द स्टुडेन्ट स्टोरिज पनि कि सो हजुरको 23 इयर्स भयो अलमोस्ट 23 इयर्स होइन अनि युनिभर्सिटी अफ क्यान्टरबरीमा आबद्ध हुनुभएको र त्यो सँगै हजुरले कुनै एउटा यस्तो मेमोरी छ कोही नेपाली स्टुडेन्टसँगको हजुरको त्यस्तो युनिभर्सिटी अफ क्यान्टरबरीमा पढ्दै गरेको स्टुडेन्टहरूसँग केही त्यस्तो केही इन्ट्रेस्टिङ स्टोरिजहरू या केही हजुरले कुरा गर्नुभएको स्टुडेन्टहरूसँग केही त्यस्तो
एकदम अनि धेरै नेपाली स्टुडेन्टहरूलाई मैले अब नर्चर गरेँ टिच गरेँ अब सुपरभाइज गरेँ मेन्टर गरेँ होइन अहिले अब धेरै अब इभन अन्डर ग्रेजुएट लेभल पोस्ट ग्रेजुएट लेभल डिफ्रेन्ट लेभल मास्टर्समा पिएचडीमा होइन अब पिएचडीमा पनि मेरो नेपाली पिएचडी स्टुडेन्टहरू इभन नाउ लाइक देयर आर 2 students who are doing PhD under me, 2 Nepali students. I've got many more, like I've got 7 or 8 students, but 2 of them are Nepali, and they have gone from Nepal. And उनीहरूसँगको त्यो इन्टरेक्सनमा जस्तो मलाई के लाग्छ भने जहिले पनि मैले नेपालबाट गएको स्टुडेन्टहरूमा चाहिँ तपाईँको के हुन्छ भन्दाखेरि अब इन द ब्रेन दे आर सार्प, दे आर गुड, तर in terms of personality they are a little bit introvert, little bit not all of them, that doesn't apply to everyone, right? Because typically because they have grown up in this hierarchical environment, like upbringing, where saying things to professor is not seen as common, right? So professor might think smart हुन खोजिरहेको छ अलिकति ओभर गर्यो भने अब त्यो हिसाबले त्यो स्टुडेन्टहरू त्यो धक पाल्दै पढिरहेको हुन्छ, त्यो भएको हुनाले एकैचोटि अब विदेशमा गइसकेपछि त्यो खोल्नलाई गाह्रो हुन्छ। त्यो भएको हुनाले जहिले पनि मैले इनिसियल मेरो मिटिङहरूमा स्टुडेन्टहरूलाई जहिले पनि त्यही भन्ने गर्छु क्या, अब यो यहाँको इन्भाइरोमेन्ट बेग्लै हो, अब एउटा पोलाइटनेसको बााउन्ड्री क्रस गर्नु हुँदैन, त्यो एरोगेन्सको जुन थ्रेसहोल्डलाई क्रस गर्नु हुँदैन, तर त्यो बाहेक आफूलाई मनमा लागेको कुरा चाहिँ सिम्पली बिकज द्याट डजन्ट अलाइन विथ वाट द प्रोफेसर माइट बी थिङ्किङ भनेर रोक्ने होइन। यु हेभ टु लेट युर सेल्फ like express yourself and let the other people be it professor or whoever your peers, let them know that actually like your point of view in the matter being discussed is slightly different, होइन अलिकति म फरक तरिकाले सोचिरहेको छु, त्यो अघि डिस्कस गरिरहेको चिज ठिक होला अनि यो चिज चाहिँ मेरो कमन like lesson that I give to all Nepalese that I meet in Canterbury, right? So अब त्यो मैले त्यो चिज नभनेको एकजना मात्रै नेपाली स्टुडेन्ट हो, त्यो चाहिँ मेरो आफ्नै छोरा त्यही पढाएको थियो क्या, होइन अब उसलाई चाहिँ मैले भन्नु पऱ्यो किन ऊ चाहिँ हि ग्रो अप विथ मी, होइन, सो he learned seeing me, observing me, so he did his undergraduate in Canterbury, he did his PhD in Canterbury, so he's now an assistant professor in University of British Columbia in Vancouver, right? So yeah, so it was always a really interesting experience dealing with Nepalese students in Canterbury. Yeah.
Wow. So हजुरले भन्नुभएको एकदमै म रिलेट गर्न सक्छु। At times it feels अब नेपालमा चाहिँ त्यसरी ग्रो अप भइरहेको हुन्छ नि त। So yeah, that's very true. That's very true. एउटा ओपननेस र एउटा कन्स्ट्रक्टिभली आफ्नो फिडब्याक दिनु र disrespect गर्नुमा there's a difference. We're not disrespecting.
Absolutely.
Opinions are put forward गरिरहेको. Then maybe we're correct sometimes.
Yeah, that's absolutely
if
fine.
If we're just not valid enough, then the professor will tell you.
No, absolutely. Like because विदेशमा कस्तो हुन्छ भने especially न्युजिल्यान्डमा चाहिँ कस्तो भन्दाखेरि कुनै पनि everybody accepts that they are not good at everything. So your deficiency or your like lack of knowledge in one particular aspect shouldn't be a cause to make you feel embarrassed, right? I'm good at one thing, I'm not good at another thing. So what is the problem in me admitting that no, I'm not good at that? So त्यहाँको स्टुडेन्टहरु कस्तो छ भने ओपनली द कुरा द्याट्स अपब्रिङिङमै आउँछ, तिनीहरू अब एउटा विषयमा उनीहरू राम्रो गर्न सकेन, दे मेक एन अपॉइन्टमेन्ट एन्ड दे कम टु सी द प्रोफेसर नेक्स्ट डे, अनि अगाडि बसेर अनि चट्ट हात मिलाउँछ, हेलो प्रोफेसर आई एम हियर टु सी यु एन्ड आई वान्ट टु डिस्कस आई फेल्ड दिस कोर्स। सो अलिकति पनि त्यो ग्लानी त्यो भन्ने हुँदैन क्या। हामी नेपालमा चाहिँ फेलै हुनु नहुने होइन, सबै मान्छे सबै चिजमा राम्रै हुनुपर्ने, त्यो अलिकति त्यो सोसियल प्रेसर, त्यो पियर प्रेसरहरू, अथवा भनौँ न अब कुनै विषय लियो, अब फ्यामिलीको प्रेसरले कुनै विषय लियो भने त्यसमा नेचुरली गुड गरेन भने उनीहरू दे विल गिभ इट 1 year and then they say okay it didn't work for me, I'll go to another path, and they change and they do well, right? Their strength, natural strength might be in something else. That's fine. That's
fine. Yeah, तर अब यस्तै स्टुडेन्टहरु जस्तो इन्ट्रोभर्ट स्टुडेन्ट्सहरु हुन सक्छ, अलिकति ओपननेस नभएको स्टुडेन्टहरुलाई, have you seen any of the student अब यो 23 years को जर्नीमा हजुरले एकदमै आउटसाइन भएको पनि प्रोफाइल्सहरू त देख्नु भएको छ होला
देखेछु मैले स्पेसली नेपाल इन्डियाबाट तपाईँको गएको स्टुडेन्टहरू जो त्यो हुने हो त्यो अहिले एकदम आउटसाइन भएको अब त्यो त्यस्तो इक्जाम्पलहरू जस्तै किनभने मसँग पिएचडी गरेकै एकजना स्टुडेन्ट अहिले अब पोस्टडक गर्दै हुनुहुन्छ उहाँ या हिज वान इक्जाम्पल अफ लाइक ब्राइटेस्ट like of his generation, right? So he's so much outgoing, like, and he wasn't always like that, right? So he did his undergrad from Nepal and masters from AIT, right? So his name is Jitendra Bhatta. Now he worked in a company. He went to US for a year, worked in the top place in US, and then he decided, okay, look, US is not for me because in terms of social life, it didn't work out with his family. And then he contacted me saying that I want to come back now to New Zealand, and I immediately said, come work with me. So now he's now working with me, doing wonders. Like he's really sharp, and he has so he's a bright example of like what a good like Nepali student can do, and there was obviously the value added from me because he spent 4 years with me on the PhD journey, right? So and then now already more than a year working with me as a postdoc. So in those period, like the same thing I used to tell him, like, hey, Jitendra, यस्तो यस्तो गर्नुपर्छ, यो हो यहाँको पारा यस्तो छ, यहाँको यस्तो छ, अब तिम्रो ब्रेन त तिम्रो मेन्टल पावर त राम्रो छ, पढाइ पनि राम्रो छ, सबै चिज तिम्रो राम्रो छ, तर अब पर्सनालिटीले पनि धेरै फरक पार्छ यहाँनिरको बानी व्यवहारले, अनि त्यो he grabbed it. He's so good at developing relationships and all these things.
Yeah, so this is a very good example. यो मैले उहाँसँग कम्युनिकेसन गर्दा गर्दै हाम्रो यहाँ हेरिराख्नु भएको स्टुडेन्ट्सहरूलाई पनि मोटिभेट गर्न के चाहन्छु भने डोन्ट फिल द्याट ओके आई माइट नट बी केपेबल इनफ र मसँग त्यति कन्फिडेन्सै छैन, म यो जान्दिनँ कि म चाहिँ यो गर्दिनँ कि भनेर चाहिँ आफूलाई आफूलाई सेट ब्याक नगर्नुहोस् कि अलवेज स्टेप इन फर्स्ट ट्राई गर्नुहोस्, ट्राई गर्दैमा रिग्रेट मैले ट्राई त गरेँ एटलिस्ट र मेबी हु नोज तपाईँको फ्युचरले के होल्ड गर्छ र यस्तै उहाँले एउटा मोटिभेसन त सेयर गरिहाल्नु भयो एउटा हाम्रो नेपाली स्टुडेन्टको जसले एकदमै राम्ररी अचिभ गर्नुभएको छ. मेबी यु क्यान बी टुमरो हुन्छ नि, हजुर नै हुनुहुन्छ कि त्यो भोलि सेयर गर्ने स्टोरी हजुर पनि हुन सक्नुहुन्छ. सो डोन्ट मिस दिस चान्स.
No, I think sky is the limit. Look, I think because we are Nepali, we grow up here, doesn't mean that actually, and just because another country is much more advanced than ours, doesn't mean that actually we cannot reach to the peak that those people can reach, right? Yes. So I'm an example. I grew up like यहीँ जन्मेर हुर्केर त्यो गरेर बसेको त्यस्तै धेरै एक्जाम्पलहरू हुनुहुन्छ. Take inspiration from them. Like sky is the limit. Don't restrain your ambition, but you have to give an honest and put an honest effort. Like nothing happens automatically. You have to work. You have to work for it. Right?
Yes. So अब मैले हामीले मोटिभेसन पनि दियौँ स्टुडेन्टहरूलाई. I want to know more about the courses त्यहाँको. बिकज अब you being the head of the department, हजुरले कसरी अब मैले एउटा कुरा सुनेको पनि कि प्रोफेसरको अब पिएचडी गर्ने सोचिराख्नु भएको छ होला कोहीले, त्यो प्रोफेसर फिगर आउट गर्न अलिकति डिफिकल्ट हुन्छ कि रिस्पोन्स नआउने हो कि. सो वाट इज द प्रोसेस, यो अलिकति हजुरले ब्रिफ डाउन गरिदिनुहुन्छ?
होइन, अब मेरो डिपार्टमेन्टको कुरा गर्नु पर्दाखेरि चाहिँ अब University of Canterbury Civil and Environmental Engineering Department, how does it stand out? Why, if you are contemplating for higher studies, why should you consider that? It is one of the top places in the field. Crisis. One thing is New Zealand is a beautiful country, peaceful country. Crisis is the most affordable and beautiful city, rated in the top 100 education city in the world. And University of Canterbury is a top university, and civil engineering department program there is rated as one of the top in the world, right? So because of that, and if you need evidence, you can even look at our profile, like my profile, my colleagues' profile. We are leading in our field globally. I'm not just talking about New Zealand. Globally, we are leading in the field. As an example is just recently, like every year, Stanford University, many of you might have heard about Stanford, which is one of the top, right? So Stanford University releases a list of top 2% researchers in the whole world in their field. And like this year's list has got 8 people from my department. Wow. In the world's top 2%. And even in the top universities, if you go to one department, 8 जना एउटा डिपार्टमेन्टबाट top 2% मा पढ्ने भनेको it's very uncommon. That tells you, like, because I'm rated in I'm inside top 0.5% in the world. One of my colleagues is in the top 0.1% in the world. And there are 8 people in the top 2%, right? So which is really, really great. So that also shows the quality. And our research facilities, our labs, our libraries, our computational facilities, our infrastructure, logistics, everything is really good. त्यो बाहेक अब प्रोग्राम के अफर गर्छ हामी भन्दाखेरि अब undergraduate Bachelor of Civil Engineering 4 years को honors degree, which is Washington Accord accredited भनेको त्यो डिग्री पाइसकेपछि that is automatically, you don't have to get any equivalence. It is automatically valid anywhere in the world. You go to US or anywhere, because that Washington Accord is the trademark that we have to prove that we meet that their expectation and requirement by doing these things, and they regularly monitor us. And about undergraduate सकिसकेपछि postgraduate गर्ने हो भने we have got 2 types of master's degrees, right? Master by coursework, master by research thesis. Master by thesis takes slightly longer, but master by coursework is 1 year full-time study, right? So and that is like you can get master of civil engineering or master of fire engineering, architecture engineering, master of renewable energy. There are 4 programs that we offer, and inside master of civil engineering you can specialize in different disciplines like structure, earthquake, transportation, construction, geotech, and water and environment, right? So there are plenty of options depending on what you want to do. Like and 1 year मा तपाईको master's degree आउँछ. 1 year भनेको फेब्रुअरीदेखि स्टार्ट हुन्छ, नोभेम्बरमा सिद्धिन्छ भनेपछि वास्तवमा actually it is 9 months, like your expenses are a lot less. And न्युजिल्यान्डको ब्युटी के छ भन्दाखेरि अब once you complete your study, you get 3 years of unconditional work visa to work over there, and within 3 years once अब तपाईको आफ्नो क्वालिफिकेसनसँग रिलेटेड जब पाइसकेपछि naturally it leads to your permanent residency or green card, right? So the pathway is very clear, right? So it's a good place. You get good education. You will be taught by world-class researchers, world-class educators. Very valued program, and job prospect in New Zealand is very good. I would say excellent, like, because engineering in New Zealand is doing very well, and among engineering different disciplines, civil is doing well, and Canterbury is one of the primary universities. So the employers in New Zealand rate Canterbury graduates very high. So win-win-win in all sense.
So स्टुडेन्ट्सहरूले चाहिँ युनिभर्सिटी अफ क्यान्टरबरी चुज गर्छ फर द इन्जिनियरिङ फिल्डमा कुनै करियर सेट गर्न चाहनुभएको छ भने चाहिँ युनिभर्सिटी अफ क्यान्टरबरी.
Yeah, it is a good option, but again, because no university guarantees any job or placement, उनीहरूले त job लाइदिने होइन, तर अब they prepare you for that, and the because from my experience 23 years almost in New Zealand in the same university, I have hardly come across in 23 years any student who has come to me 4, 5 months, 6 months after graduation saying that they haven't got a job. So that tells you, right? So because it's
so the land of opportunities.
Yeah, it is land of opportunities. And it leads, there's an easy pathway to, if people are thinking of, like, unfortunately that is not what I should be saying, because I want students to go, like, train themselves in higher studies, get the world-class education, have some experience, and come back and then contribute to the development of Nepal. But we know the reality, many of the students are also looking for opportunities to, like, have a medium-term, long-term career overseas, and New Zealand offers a really good pathway for that as well. Right?
Okay. So talking about the university and you being the head of the department, does that is there any like possibilities of student getting their good marks into the scholarship? के छ त्यस्तो scholarship?
Yeah, New Zealand मा कस्तो छ भने अब scholarship चाहिँ international students को लागि अब at undergraduate level BE मा जाने, bachelor मा जाने हो भने bachelor मा there is scholarship targeted for international students, which covers a reasonable amount of almost about half of the tuition fee, right? Which is very reasonable. Masters by coursework or masters by thesis छैन. अब masters मा चाहिँ partial scholarship हरु मात्रै छ. जस्तै अब it pays like 20% of $8,000 a year that pays there are scholarships like that. And in addition to that, you might get small scholarship sponsored by companies, right? So if your research is aligned with the company, so that those are the things. But PhD ma चाहिँ अब full scholarship हरू हुन्छ. PhD चाहिँ you will have full fee paid and you will get stipend. There are a limited number of scholarship. It's a competitive process. You will have to apply for it, and then your application will be evaluated against all other applications they receive from the whole world, and then the decision comes. And having said that, actually, there are many Nepalese students who have got that University of Canterbury doctoral scholarship to do their PhD studies there. So the chance is reasonable.
Okay, sounds good. So it does make sense that now University of Canterbury, why the 2% वाला जुन कुराहरू हजुरले भन्नुभयो, that's really very कस्तो भन्दाखेरि कुनै पनि एउटा एकदमै enthusiast who's actually looking forward to study in New Zealand for engineering को लागि चाहिँ might be okay, these are the things मैले यो प्रोफेसर्सहरूबाट चाहिँ नि आफूले पढ्न पाउने रहेछु भनेर, सो यो सिक्न पाउने इन्फर्मेसन्सहरू दिनुभयो. इट्स भेरी इन्फर्मेटिभ. र डु यु हेभ एनिथिङ फर आवर स्टुडेन्ट्स? हजुरको पनि मैले धेरै बारेमा बुझेँ, अब युनिभर्सिटीको बारेमा पनि, अब हजुरले के भन्न चाहनुहुन्छ हाम्रो स्टुडेन्ट्सहरूलाई एट लास्ट?
Yeah, no, look, I think for students, like who are contemplating higher studies overseas, I would like to say make an informed decision, right? So whenever think about your career, what you want to be, and where you see yourself in the next 5 to 10 years, and then make a decision that aligns with that, right? So मेरो लागि तपाईँ क्यान्टरबरी युनिभर्सिटीमा आउन जरुरी होइन, तपाईले सही डिसिजन गरेर तपाईको फ्युचर राम्रो बनाउन जरुरी हो. That might be at Canterbury, that might be at another university or even another country, right? But when it comes to, if you are seriously contemplating University of Canterbury, then you can definitely get the informed decisions, like by talking to our trusted partners, and Access Education Limited is one of them, like, because they know our requirement, they know the procedures, timeline, so that's fine. Like you can always contact us directly, but you can contact through them as well. But look, I think sky's the limit. Don't restrain your dreams. Always try to give your best. Otherwise, that is always better. Like you're trying and not making it is okay. That's better than like not trying and regretting later. Like if I had tried that, So त्यो चाहिँ तपाईले दिमागमा ध्यान राख्नु होला. र if you need further information about Canterbury, it's okay. I'm always there, and Access Education is always there. But do make an informed decision. Like sometimes short-sightedness, in the young age, when I look back myself, when I was at your age, probably I think, okay, yeah, maybe. Unfortunately for me, I don't have many of those instances. I cannot relate back to many decisions which I made that didn't work out. There are about the process that I went through. That now, when I reflect back, if I had done a little bit more homework, so that's it, right?
Yeah, thank you so much for the kind words.
No worries.
I am already motivated. I want our students to be motivated as well and to make an informed decision. Visit Access Education Network, because we are here and we're simply a better way to learn. So thank you for your time.
Yeah, thank you, and namaste everyone.
Namaste. Bye-bye. See you in another episode. Bye-bye.